WIBTA for not selling my house? Back in May 2020, I had family that decided to move halfway across the country and needed to sell their house. My spouse and I bought it for what they owed. Nothing more, nothing less. The price was mutually agreed upon by everyone involved. We purchased it fully and legally, going through a title company. Earlier this week, my family members decided to move back into our state and want to buy their house back. My spouse and I don't want to move and have done upgrades to the property. WIBTA for not selling the house back to them? Update: they tried offering us the loan amount plus $10,000. We told them it's not for sale, and don't foresee it going up for sale in at least the next decade. NTA: they sold the house to you. If they just wanted to offer you a place to stay until they came back, they could have rented it to you. You get to keep the house. If they knew they might want to move back, they shouldn't have sold it. NTA: you bought the house. It's yours now. That's the law, of course. Finances always get tricky when family's involved. There's always that feeling that you owe them more, etc. For instance, you didn't buy it for market value, a significant discount. They certainly wouldn't have done that for a stranger. Does that mean you have to pay them back that favor by giving up the house? No, but it just shows that transactions with family are complicated. Tread lightly. NTA: they can't expect you to move less than a year later because their plans changed. If they thought they would want it back, they should have rented it to you, or made it clear that if they moved back they would want it again. Don't feel bad for not letting them uproot all of your belonging at their fancy. NTA: you bought the house legally, fair and square. You now have no obligation to sell it because it's yours. They should have thought this through, and clearly didn't. Be polite, kind, but straightforward that you bought it as a long-term home and now live in it with that purpose. NTA: you bought it fair and square and improved on the property. Also, this is why you never go into business with family or friends. Hard feelings can result when one party treats it as a business transaction and the other thinks they should get a good deal because we're family.
NTA: it's your house now, which entitles you to live in it.
Edit: NTA after getting clarification. You bought with everyone's understanding. It sounds like they want to reset their lives before the move. Info: need clarification on purchase price. You paid only what they owed on the mortgage? I just read your update and they really have no grounds to even ask you to sell it back. They only lived there for 3 years and had only paid $22,000? That's barely even a discounted price, and it's not like they have childhood memories there. Lol. NTA: they sold it to you, so is rightfully legally yours. Even if no upgrading is done, is still yours now. They're back and expecting you to sell it back to them. Conclusion: they're not just crazy but entitled as well. Take care. NTA: they sold it. Tell them if they have the money to pay full market value for a house, they can find a realtor. The equity was considered a gift. Specifically, it was stated by them that we would get the equity. NTA: it's your house now. They expect you to move out so they can live there? WTF. No, absolutely not. They're very entitled to even ask. No. Why would you think you not selling the house back would make you an not following your logic. NTA: they don't get to sell something temporarily and ask for it back. What would they have done if they used a realtor and sold it to someone not in the family? They're just trying to take advantage and hope you'll feel sympathy towards them and sell it back. Please do not give in for the sake of family or keeping the peace. NTA: you bought the house. You're the owner. You decide if you want to sell it. NTA: They sold the house to you. There's a thing called renting that is always an option if you don't want to sell. But since they went through the paperwork and process to sell the house, there's no reason to sell it back if you don't want to.
Nope.
NTA. But I do want more info. Was it discussed that they might want to buy it back from you? Why did they accept that low price? NTA. It's not their house. They sold it to you. You own your house. Tell them to pound sand. NTA. Based on your other comments, they decided to up and move when they had barely enough equity to cover the costs commission of selling. Now they're back less than a year later. Not only not the but it sounds to me like these are people who aren't really stable enough to be owning rather than renting.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.